Why do you think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us about this? So that we become conscious of Him. If Allah knows everything, then it means that we should be careful. Careful with regards to our speech, careful with regards to our actions, careful with regards to our feelings. Because Allah knows everything. And when He knows everything, we learned earlier, we're going back to Him. He's going to question us. He's going to recompense us. So if we're going to be questioned and recompensed, we better be careful about what we're doing. Because we cannot hide from Allah. Like I mentioned to you, that everything is halal unless specified otherwise. So I'm not saying eat anything, everything, no. If the Quran and Sunnah tell us that, for example, eating pork is not permissible, drinking alcohol is not permissible, eating such animals who eat other animals is not permissible, then that's haram. Okay? But in general, everything is permissible. We are allowed to use it. Is it clear to you? Don't misquote me, don't misunderstand me, thinking that everything is allowed. It's not. Okay? Everything is unless specified otherwise. Okay, question. Allah has commanded that we must join what He has commanded us to join. So for example, ties of kinship, similarly, bonds of brotherhood and sisterhood. But what if there is a person who is not a Muslim? We're human beings after all. We need one another. We see one another. And we should acknowledge the presence of one another as well. For example, greeting other people. Is it something necessary? Yes, it is. It's a moral act. If you don't greet someone, the other person will feel threatened by you. That she saw me, she didn't say anything to me, everything okay? She's wearing that hijab and she looks more and more religious. I wonder what's going on. I wonder if there's a security risk. So you should come across as a good person anyway. Just because you're not Muslim doesn't mean we can treat them however we want. No. Remember I told you that Asma radhiyallahu anha, when her mother came, she was a non-Muslim. The Prophet ﷺ told her to keep good ties with her mother. So even non-Muslims. Someone who is a non-Muslim, as long as they're alive, you are supposed to be good with them. You are supposed to greet them. You are supposed to show your concern and pray for them. But once they die as a non-Muslim, then you don't make dua for them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not allow that for His Khalil. When they're alive, we should be very good towards them. And we should really care for them. So many people accept Islam. Why? Because of the good behavior of others. If you really care for them, be good to them while they're alive. Do something for their akhirah. So that you don't have regrets when they have passed away. There could be some friends or some family members who pull you away from your religion, who don't let you practice your religion, who discourage you. For example, your uncle, he always makes fun of your hijab. Your aunt, she dislikes the fact that you study the Quran, for example, or that you're praying salah. What should you do then? Cut off from them? No. This is a hadith, I'm paraphrasing it. A person who lives amongst other people, bears their evil, is better than the person who cuts off from people, lives by himself, and does not have anything to tolerate or be patient about. One person is he who has cut off from everyone, isolated himself. He doesn't get bothered by anybody at all. He can do whatever he wants in his niche, in his home, in his nest, all alone, cut off. And there's another person who is amongst people. He is being patient. He has taqwa. He is forgiving other people. Is he earning more reward? Yes, he is. Think about it. A person who is alone, is he getting any reward? No. Only for the good things that he's doing. But when you're with people, you have many, many more chances of earning reward. But obviously a person has to be strong over there. And remember, I mentioned to you earlier that one is to completely cut off from the other, and the other is to just maintain ties with them. If somebody is a bad influence on you, you feel that every time you go to them, you visit them, you start using bad words, you start watching movies with them that are not good, or you start saying things that are not appropriate, you feel you get influenced by them. Your children get influenced by them. Again, it doesn't mean you cut off from them, but you can limit your interaction with them. Alright? Any other question? Okay. They don't insult you, but they insult your religion. In that case, when they start insulting the deen, you get up from there. You leave. You show your disapproval. It doesn't mean again that you cut off from them, you go visit them, but every time they start saying something negative, get up. Leave. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran. If you cut off ties with other people just because they're bad to you, then how can they get influenced by you? You understand? This girl was telling me the other day that she visits one of her aunts who has a young daughter, and her aunt is not practicing at all. But she visits her just to maintain ties with her. And she said that once she visited and her daughter little girl, she was going to start eating, so she said to her, say Bismillah. So the girl said, what is Bismillah? What does it mean? A child, 6 years old or something, has no idea what Bismillah is. This is one of the basic things that Muslim children are to be taught. She had no idea. Now if this sister says that, oh, my aunt is not practicing, if I go there, I'm going to start doing bad things. No, she should not do that. She should strengthen herself. She should go there and be an influence to them. They also have a right. Anyway, we should end over here because, alhamdulillah, there's a lot of discussion to do on this topic. But inshallah, as we study the Quran, many things will come up.
هو الذي خلق لكم ما في الأرض جميعا ثم استوى إلى السماء فسواهن 7 سماوات وهو بكل شيء عليم